Hey guys, Bill Sorian here from Pittsburgh. It's Saturday, November 30th, 2024. I wanted to do a short little training video for you on the Blue Zone trading method that I show people. And again, if you don't know where this strategy is at, it's at sorianoblueprint.com/blue dash zone dash trading. Okay. So the first video there shows you how to set up the two indicators that I use for this strategy. Just two indicators is all you need. Then there's a video here that shows you how to identify the higher time frame trend and draw the fib retracement. Another video here gives you our only entry model, number one. I do plan on maybe having a second entry model. That's why I named this one 1, but this is the only entry model at this point. And then the fourth video shows you how to do the lower time frame counter trend trades and fib retracement. And so I want to show you an example of both today here. And again, when we go to the charts, you could see over here on the left side, I have the DeLorean EMA. That's a free indicator here on TradingView. That lets you put multiple EMAs on the chart with just one indicator. And I have Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts. These are both free indicators. I put them on there twice because I use them a little bit differently. And I show you that in this first video here. But just to quickly explain, on the higher time frame, when I'm looking to identify the trend bias, I like to have these three moving averages here, which the dark blue is the 800, the gray is the 200, and the light blue or aqua is the 50. Those help me to determine the trend. They can help you too if you're new. And then whenever price moves into a blue zone and we drop down to the 1 hour chart to take the trade, that's where I use the second set of those indicators. And those just give me the 5 and 13 that we need to take the trades. Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts, I have that set up to where it has all of the breaks of structure, change of characters. It has the highs marked out, the strong highs, the weak highs, all that stuff. And then with the second setting, when I click on that, I'm able to add the order blocks to the charts. Okay, and the order blocks are very, very helpful, guys, in helping you determine where to draw your fib. So what I'm going to show you real quickly there. We're basically just going to look at one pair here. I'm getting the charts ready here to do a video for the week, but you can see the pairs that I have highlighted here with the red flags. Those are where the higher time frame trend is bearish. The blue flags are where the higher time frame trend is bullish. Again, we can take trades both ways, but we just want to know which way that higher time frame trend is going so we know what we're doing, right? So these are the pairs that we look to trade. The other pairs, the 4 hour and the daily, did not line up. So we will not look to trade those this week. We will not set any alerts for them. So let's just look at USDJPY real fast. If we look on the daily chart, you could see here that price is above the 800-day, right? And the 200-day as well. Or it may have just, let's see here. It did close slightly below the 200-day here on the daily chart. But you could see, though, that the 50 is still above the 200, and both the 50 and the 200 are still above the 800. Okay, when we drop down to the 4 hour, right, we see, again, price has moved down below the 800 and the 200, but because the moving averages are still in line, it's still okay to take this long, okay? And when we're looking at the 4 hour chart here, we're going to determine that the higher time frame trend is bullish, right? Right on the 4 hour. And that's the bias. And that's because of this big move up here, even though we do get a little bit of a pullback here. And on the daily, we're kind of looking at this continuous move upward here, right? So we've determined that the higher time frame trend is bullish. So that means on the 4 hour chart, if we turn on the order blocks, we're going to get our bullish order block down here. Now we have a bearish order block up here, but we're not worried about that because on the 4 hour time frame, right? When we draw our fib, this is going to be going with the higher time frame trend. Okay, so you basically draw your fib from that, the wick low there, up to the wick high here, right? And then right here is where the blue zone starts. That's the fib retracement, the 78.6 to the 100 level. That's where you would put your alert, right? We would set an alert there, obviously. And that alert is for the higher time frame. Let me just put a little note in here so you know. This is the higher time frame with the trend. With the trend, right? That's what this is here. Now that we have the alert set for the higher time frame, right? We would look for price to come down to here. Once that alert goes off, we would drop down to the 1 hour and we would look to take our trade. How do we know when to take the trade? Well, if you go back to the blue zone trading videos, that's what video 3 here is, the blue zone trading entry model 1. That shows you what you would wait to happen for you to take a trade. Shows you there in detail. Okay, but for right now, we're just going to mark this like this, higher time frame with the trend, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to the 1 hour. Okay, and we're going to look to see if we have a counter trend opportunity. So if the higher time frame trend is bullish, a counter trend trade would be bearish, right? So when we drop down to the 1 hour, what we see is we wait for a change of character, right? You can see how price moves up. We have this low here. We also have this low here. Price moves down. That gives us our change of character. We need that change of character first because that gives us an order block here. So you see this thin pink area here. This is our order block right here. So now what we could do is, since we got that change of character, that made our order block show up. Now, just to show you real quickly, if I did a replay here, back here, you see, we don't have an order block yet because there's no change of character, right? So if we have this play out here, right, and it does take a little while. You see how price comes back up. So remember, price could just keep going up here. So we need that change of character. Okay. Now you see here, it gives us this low right here. Now we have these order blocks down here, but those are bullish order blocks, right? We're looking for a counter trend trade. So that would be bearish. So now as this keeps playing out here, right there, we get that change of character, and that's when our order block shows up. So that's why this Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts indicator is so important for you, especially if you're a newbie or an intermediate trader. It helps you identify when you have a situation where there's been a change of character, and now what you could do is here on the 1 hour time frame, that's the time frame we trade on, right? On this 1 hour time frame now, we can go ahead and we can draw our lower time frame fib retracement from there. Now, initially it would have came to here, right? But then it went lower. So now we need price to come back to our blue zone here. Okay. That's where we'll set our alert. And this blue zone here now is our lower time frame. Lower time frame, right? And it is counter trend. So it's important to understand that. That's why I'm going to put that there. And again, when we go back to the 4 hour chart now, we can see we have essentially what we have here now is we have our higher time frame blue zone here, which is going with the trend, and that's drawn on the 4 hour. And then we have our lower time frame counter trend blue zone, which is drawn on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So that's basically the strategy right now. And so now tomorrow night when the market's open, you have actually 2 different alerts set here for USDJPY, right? You have the higher time frame with the trend alert set at 143.249, and you have the lower time frame alert set at 154.519. Okay. So if in fact price comes back to this area here, comes back in our blue zone, we drop down to the 1 hour chart and wait for situations to be to present themselves for us to take our trade, right? And that would be a counter trend trade because we know that a price eventually has to get down to this area here because this is our higher time frame blue zone. So once price gets down to here, then we drop down to the 1 hour chart and we wait for the trade to go off or conditions to be right for the trade to go off. And all of that, guys, whether it's with the trend or counter trend, the entry model is always the same. Price moves into the blue zone. We either drop down to the 1 hour, or if we're already on the 1 hour, that's fine. We just stay there and we take our trades on the 1 hour chart. We wait for our entry model to execute on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so again, the higher time frame blue zone is with the trend. It's drawn on the 4 hour. It's drawn using an order block, right? On the 4 hour, right? So there's our order block right there. See? That area right there was our order block. We drew our fib from that low to that high, okay? So that's how we come up with the higher time frame blue zone. It's with the trend, and we draw it on the 4 hour time frame. Then we drop down to the 1 hour. We see if we got a change of character, right? And then if we have, then we should also have a order block to trade from on the 1 hour. And that's right here. You can see that thin pink line there area. We use our fib retracement from the high of that candle there down to the low, and then we wait for price to move back to our blue zone to see if we could take a trade further down. Now, the only other thing you have to remember when you're taking these counter trend trades is you're on a 1 hour time frame. You always want to keep in mind where the 50% line is on your 4 hour fib, okay? Because you're not going to want to take a short position if price is below this 50% line, and you don't want to take a long position if it's above. Okay, because that's your discount and premium zones. You always want to buy at a discount, not sell, and you want to sell at a premium, not buy. All this stuff is explained in the other videos, guys, but I just wanted to make you this quick video here because I seen a good example of where you would have 2 alerts set, one for the higher time frame blue zone, one for the lower time frame blue zone. Have a great night. Any questions, let me know.